Swish, do you have a favorite and least favorite movie? I know that's a tough question.
That's a secret right there. You see what I just did?
Oh, I thought you were saying like my answer's a secret. What'd you do?
Like Twister, that movie is orgasmic.
Bro, don't get me fucking started on Twisters.
Fucking love Twister.
Do not get, if you feel it, chase it. Do not get me fucking started on Twisters, bro.
I haven't seen anything on Twisters. I'm going in blind.
That's a sequel, right?
That's a sequel I've been waiting 20 years for.
It is the sequel, and I go to the movie theater fairly frequently, and I see that trailer every single time, and I'm so fucking ready, dude. Glenn Powell screaming, "If you feel it, chase it." Oh,
I'm so excited.
Dude, hell yeah.
I have seen that movie like an unholy amount of times in my life.
Great movie. Twister's great.
I haven't really seen anything of it except for that one scene where she's like, "They have cows.
We have cows.
And we have cows."
Yeah.
Favorite movie? I'm gonna go with Shaun of the Dead.
Ooh, that's a great choice. Yep.
I'll take anything Edgar Wright. Worst movie? Man, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad movies out there. You know what might be my favorite movie, actually? Now I think about it more and more, because I just have such a soft spot for it, is The Room by Tommy Wiseau.
Favorite. Okay.
It's it's not good.
Again, bro, I'm not here to yuck your yum, you know? I also do love that movie, but I would not say I love it for good reasons.
I feel like the other one is probably more secret.
Favorite movie? Man, there's some pretty rough ones.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
You know what I might honestly say up there for me, because it just popped in my head for no reason? The sequel to G.I. Joe.
What?
Retaliation?
Yeah. Is that the one with The Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Where they're, the trailer has the, like, remix of Seven Nation Army while they're, like, running on the side of the cliff wall or some shit.
Yeah.
And, like, you watch it, you're like, this movie's gonna be so cool. And it's boring as fucking dick, dude. That movie blows.
It's so bad. Like, everyone just dies out of nowhere. You don't care about any of the new people. Like, it's so wild.
That's the one where they, like, they delayed that movie a bunch because they were doing, like, test screenings, right? And didn't, like, everyone die in the first 30 seconds of the movie, so they had to, like, change a little bit of it?
Yeah.
They had, like, reshoot a whole bunch?
Yeah, all the people died in the beginning, Channing Tatum, like, all the main characters from the first one. So then they pushed it back, and now they die in the first, like, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, they still die. Yeah, it's terrible. If someone was like, what's a perfect movie, as in like a solid movie experience, it would be the first Back to the Future, 100%.
Yeah, the first one's really good. I think I just didn't really like the third one.
Most people don't.
That's kind of everyone's take. Usually people are like, the first one is great, and the second one, like, people usually say, like, the first one's really good, but I really like the second. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's kind of a unique thing, but I feel like a lot of people like the second one.
Yeah, everyone just loves the future bit.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, you like to go in the future, not the past.
But looking back at it, there's a lot of small details on the third one that ties the whole series together, and I really like that.
Yeah.
My fave TV show is easily Doctor Who. I think I've mentioned this on the show before. I've never seen Doctor Who, but I've only seen, like, I've seen, like, parts of it, but the one that's most memorable to me is it's like some, like, skin that's stretching across a frame, and she's like, moisturize me. That's the only thing I've seen.
Oh my god.
It's like the second episode of the reboot series, because that's one of the few episodes I've seen too. Yeah, he's like in the future and she's like the last human or something like that.
Yeah, it's gross. I hated it. I was just like, I don't think the show's for me.
Doctor Who is one of those shows for me, very similar to, like, Firefly, where people always tell me it's like one of their favorite shows and that it's up my alley and I like it, but I've just never really given it a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I would have to say, you were talking about, like, great movies just to be like, that's a solid movie front to back. And you guys know how I feel about it.
Uh-huh.
I think solid movie, front to back. Anytime it's on, I'm watching it. Ocean's 11.
Oh, what?
Oh, okay.
Not what I expected. Not what I expected. But
Yes.
I love that we because we went to Vegas and you put that on and it's a Vegas movie, and I love that that was like pretty much my first experience with that movie was watching it in Vegas.
Dude, it was like I've seen that movie so many times, but seeing it and then being like, I'm like 5 minutes away from the Bellagio. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Like,
was-
totally do this.
Dude, that was the
great
best
experience.
part. We were like going to the places that were in the movie, and then we came back to the Airbnb we were staying at. And don't tell anyone, by the way, that we were staying at an Airbnb in Vegas. But and then you would put that on, and I'd see like all the places we just went to, and I'd be like, oh, I know where that is.
It was a
best-
cool experience.
The best moment about it, though, was when we went to one casino and we were outside waiting for Uber, and half the lights on the casino like went out, and we were like,
Oh, I forgot about that.
we were like, oh no, someone's trying to break into the vault. We could get the fuck out of here.
that was the casino that also had a bowling alley in it. We had something to do, so we went bowling. Dude, of all the things to do in Las Vegas, we went fucking bowling.
Well, so to be real, the reason we went to that specific casino, because we had to go
Yeah.
out of our way, we had to get
Yeah.
an Uber to go to it, was solely so we could play the Persona 5 slot machine.
Yeah, it was worth it too. That was a lot of fun.
What a great time, man. Yeah, I was. What did you guys think I was gonna say?
You know, Fast and
You know.
Furious.
Oh no, I can't recommend that to really anybody. As much as I love those movies, I can't recommend anybody really watch those. They're fun, but they're not. None of them are really good movies.
I expect you to say, like, randomly, like, number 5 would be, like, if you had to take a movie outside of the franchise as a separate movie, and I was just gonna call you out on it, but I was surprised.
Wait, you thought I would say if I had to take a movie out of the franchise to show someone randomly, it would be 5?
Well, just I was, hypothetically. I was gonna say I've never seen one, even though you forced me to watch one, and I was still gonna say I've never seen
I didn't force you to watch
I
it.
didn't
and also
register any of it.
That one was 5, but I didn't force you to see it.
That's why I knew.
No, I think if I were to pick one, I think it would probably be 6. 6 is a fun time.
Oh, yeah, I don't care.
We don't need to do this over. I know, we don't need to do this fucking every single goddamn time. But, yeah, no, Ocean's 11 is just a super fun time start to finish.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. I enjoyed it.
It's a fun movie.
I think I like fell asleep towards the end though, because we just had such an exhausting night. I would definitely like to watch it again.
You should watch it, and then you should think about watching 12 and have an open mind, and then you should watch 13.
Okay, I'm sure I'll know what you mean by that once I get through.
Man,
I get around to it.
Yeah, I'll admit, 12 really killed my interest. I don't think I've ever watched 3 all the way through.
So 12 is not they do too much in 12. They got a little too ambitious with what they were doing, and it's a little confusing and weird. But then 13 is fun, but 13 is basically 11 just again. They go back to Vegas to rob the same guy. I think they have to like work with him because he's like his casinos are getting fucked over by something, so they have to try and like rob a casino that Andy Garcia's character is like an opponent with, but I think they rob Andy Garcia again.
All right.
It's a good movie. It's better than 12, but yeah, it's just stick with 11 and you'll be good.
Yeah. Okay.
Who the fuck is cheering? Who's watching the bloodshed and be
Probably
like,
just
yeah,
a ton of Waddle Dees. You know how they are.
disembowel him?
Sickos, man.
Let's see. Did y'all know Bill and Ted chose the phone booth for the time machine because they were gonna make it a band van time machine? What?
But they decided to make it original.
Please look up the TARDIS for me and the Bill and Ted time machine. It's so original. Oh, okay. It's kind of like the same exact thing. Is that the idea?
Yeah,
Because it's a phone booth, right? Yeah. Okay, I knew that. And then they said band van was too much for the DeLorean, so they made it a phone booth. Huh.
Yeah, try to avoid it and copied someone else.
Kirby Boy said, "It's me. I'm in the audience."
All right, fair enough. I mean, you know,
That's
There we
right.
go.
some people, some people are into bloodshed.
Just a
I want
bunch
the
of
ball.
them. Yeah.
I want the ball.
Dude, Speaking of that, and also movies, fucking wild that we're getting a Gladiator sequel this year.
That is kind of. I still don't understand how that's gonna work.
It's fucking
but
crazy, dude.
I guess just originality is dead. You're just a ball.
I'm a ball.
Absolutely.
Look at me.
Why do you
That's
need
awesome.
an ability to do this?
Oh yeah, good point.
Because you have feet.
Yeah, I need something to take the feet away.
But what is taking your feet away? The hat?
Your ball ability.
This different hat?
Oh yeah, it is like a swimmer's cap when I stop moving.
Oh, that's.
You see?
Oh, it is. That's kind of gross.
You tell me you've never sucked your arms and legs into a swimmer's cap?
Can you stop?
Yeah, let me just tuck my foot underneath my head real quick.
Can you stop? We need a 300 sequel and call it 400. I mean, for the meme,
No,
that would be
301.
funny. Do we need a? All right, yeah. That's good. Do we really need a 300? I'll tell you what. They made a 300.
Yeah, I was gonna
sequel.
say, what are you talking about?
They did?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah, it was like Rise of the Empire.
it? Oh,
or
that's a
Rise
stupid
of the
title.
Ghost Lord. Or
No, it
some
needs
shit.
to be 400 or
Listen,
301.
It was
I'll
so
have it no
bad.
other way.
I don't even think Zack Snyder came back for it. He's like, nah, fuck that.
It's like I got better things to do. Yep. You ever hear of this shit called Sucker Punch?
Your kids are not gonna love it.
Oh, you know what's a great
I am-
movie that we just kind of saw recently again was John Dies at the End.
Yes, great movie.
Yeah, I still gotta see it.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
You
you're-
were telling me the other day to watch it, and,
Yeah.
or you were telling me when I was done reading the Dexter books to definitely go through and watch it.
Yeah, the books are hilarious. I recommend the whole series, and then the movies, it's also fantastic. It does a good job adapting the first book.
Also, another guilty pleasure I have with a film, I just thought about it since I was thinking about The Room. The Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993, which we did a video on, by the way, which is on our YouTube channel. But ever since we did that video, that's been such a guilty pleasure of mine. I actually low-key love that movie now.
It's a fun time, man. By no means is it a good movie, but it is a fun time. And when you know a bunch of the backstory behind the making of it, it's great.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, there are so many like quotes from it that I still kind of like.
I am Mario. That's all I can think of. Anytime I think of that movie, I just think of that one scene.
I don't want to fight you anymore, dude.
You don't want to fight me? Suplex! Go back a little bit. Samus can do it just fine. She has real limbs about rolling around. That's a good point.
What? Oh, right.
Turns out.
Wow, that was a long time ago. I already forgot that conversation. We moved on so fast.
Did you know they're making a sequel to Passion of the Christ? Yeah.
No?
And Gibson's coming back
Wow.
for it.
Is Gibson coming back?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Gibson.
That's never
That's
good.
never.
No. Hold on. So,
Look, hear me out.
going to the movies a bunch, I see a lot of trailers. There's a new trailer that's coming out for a movie that I think looks pretty good, and it is the same thing that's happened in the last like 3 or 4 trailers I've seen from this one person, where the trailer is being shown. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. Oh, this looks kind of cool. Pops up from M. Night Shyamalan, and I'm like, God,
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't do it. But he's got a new movie coming out with Josh Hartnett, and it looks like it could be pretty fun.
Is that the
So
trap?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds wicked interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
So I was thinking about the other day, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch a couple M. Night Shyamalan movies and see how I feel about them. And I watched Split for the first time. I had known everything about it, but I hadn't seen it. And I enjoyed Split. And then I was thinking, I'm going to go back and watch Signs because I haven't seen it in a while and I remember liking that movie. It does not hold up.
No, you
Signs
don't
is not
think so?
great. No, I think Signs has a great plot about a priest who loses his faith after like having a traumatic incident with his family, and then there's aliens, and it just fucking like it's the main plot behind it I think is really solid, but it was not good.
Which one's the one with Mark Wahlberg?
Oh god, that's the
That's happening.
one with the happening. with
Yeah,
the
okay,
four.
I've seen parts of
That's
that one.
what Zoe Nation now.
Yeah.
Fuck, what movie were we talking? Signs?
Signs.
That's a guilty pleasure for me because I watched that movie a lot growing up too. That fucking scene when he's watching
Yeah.
the tape in the closet scarred me.
It is 2 scenes in that movie that I will always remember being horrifying, which still were like pretty scary. It is the scene in the closet where he's watching the tape of the birthday party and the thing walks by, And it is the scene when they're in the basement and they turn around to look at the sun, and he's like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And the like alien's arm is over him, but because they have that like camouflage ability, you can't tell. And then it moves across his chest, and that's very scary too.
What?
Yeah.
So what is okay, spoilers for Signs, I guess. What is so terrifying about the VHS or whatever?
So there's like this family's like struggling like after losing their mom and whatnot, and while that's happening, aliens are popping up around the world.
Okay.
And like they're getting more like aggressive with it.
Yeah.
And there's a birthday party from like Mexico or something like that, and they're like on the news and they're like, this footage might be disturbing for some viewers. And he's watching it, and it's like all the kids are in the house and they're like freaking out, and then an alien walks by, and it just happens so dramatically, and you kind of just watch the dude's face mostly.
Yeah.
And his reaction, it's very well done.
Okay.
It is one of those things where it is not. There's no big jump scare. It is just something walks across the screen, and it's just like, hey, that's a fucking alien. Like
It's like you're so invested in the moment.
Footage of aliens in the world.
Yeah, and that's the
oh fuck.
That's also the first and best glimpse of in the like whole movie until the end that you ever see of them.
Okay.
So it's the thing that's been terrorizing you for half the movie, and that's like the only glimpse of it you get. You're like, oh,
That's pretty interesting though. That's yeah. Let's see, y'all like Night Shyamalan movie Old? He's really good at just using vague descriptors. Is that the one with like the beach that makes you old?
yeah, the beach that makes you
Yeah,
old. You ever been to the beach that makes you
I've
old?
only ever seen that video of what's his name? Is it Joe Rogan?
It's like AI voice of Joe
Yeah.
Rogan talking to
To some guy.
Ben Shapiro.
Oh right. Yes. Yeah.
Joe Rogan's like,
combination.
he's like, I went to the island that made you old. He's like, what? I went to the island, it made me old. I don't know what to
The
tell
beach
you.
that makes you old. The thing is, when I first saw it, because I didn't know that it was from a movie, I was like, this is so funny. This is such a funny concept. This is hilarious. And then you told me that it's referencing a movie, and I was just like, man, why'd you have to tell me that? Like, I was like, there's some originality in the world, finally. And no, there wasn't.
But I mean, if you follow the train, I'm sorry your meme wasn't original, but it's an original concept.
No, don't apologize. It's okay.
Your meme that was AI voice of another dude talking about a movie wasn't original. I'm sorry.
It wasn't my meme. I take no offense. I'm gonna turn this shit right around.
I will say, to answer your question, I have not seen Old because I did not think it was going to be interesting, because I've been let down by Shyamalan so many times.
Yeah, I've
I
given up
also
on him.
watched on top of those other movies, I watched the one like a knock on the cabin in the forest or whatever.
On the
with
cabin in
Dave
the woods there.
Bautista. Yeah. It was just so heavy-handed in its messaging that I was like, man, this is like I get it, you know? It's tough to be these people in this world.
Yeah, the book's not that much better. I wrote the book for that one.
So just like seeing so many movies he's done, I'm just like, yeah, it always seems like it's a decent concept and a decent trailer, and then the movie happens and I'm like, this was just not what I wanted. So I'm excited for Trap, but I don't know.
I was gonna say, I love DDD's picture in that door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just victory signs.
We'll see it again.
Yeah, we'll get back to it.
Yeah. Oh fuck! Oh, sorry.
Man.
I was like reading chat and I
Oh, no,
just
you
got
can
blasted in the face.
I just miss movies when they were like an hour 40, you know? So I could just go through the shitty movies and not hate life as much. Because now you gotta commit like 3 hours if you want to watch like a really shitty movie like Rebel Moon.
I really hate that shit too. It's like because I'm one of those people who can't just sit in one place for 3 hours. What is Rebel Moon anyway? Is that
That's Zack Snyder's.
Zack Snyder's Star Wars movie.
Okay. Oh, right.
It's just Star Wars, but worse. They said, listen, we don't want to make your Star Wars fan fiction. Please stop emailing us. And he was like, fuck you, I'm going to make it myself.